Hi, Guido Fox here. Welcome by a new book report. Today I want to discuss with you this wonderful book, 500 pages from the master, from Bhagwan, from Osho. That art too, about happiness, spiritual enlightenment, social behavioral patterns, and tricks and advices about life wisdoms, and about society change. Spirituality, enlightenment is the deepest form of society change and transformation of society. What we can reach in this world to grow to higher dimensions of reality. I want to go later further on that topic. Higher dimensions of reality. So you think you live in a kind of reality, but it was all false. It was all an illusion where you lived in. First, I want to talk with you about Buddha. Buddha was a fasting, sportive, very intellectual, smart guy with a very clear mind, very sharp mind, and he was doing a lot of archery, so he was really used to get his mind fixed on one topic, one subject, one object, and that makes him also enlightened because he know how to fix your mind on a point outside, and now he can do it also inside the body, so he can go with his mind inside, and that makes him enlightened. So what you see is that sport people are really made for enlightenment. I see people who are in sports are dedicated, motivated, striving, and can use that power to grow in inner happiness and ecstaticness. And I told one client also a lot of times, you don't see spirituality in the spiritual world. I saw so many people in the spiritual world who are not really spiritual. It's quite funny, right? Spiritual world are attract mostly very miserable people, and I see also a lot of people who are not really have the mindset and the dedication for duration work, to do something for a long and long time, like meditation and contemplation, long and long time. And what I see, the bodybuilders in this world have more spiritual power and eyes in them, more natural, evolved than the people in the spiritual world. So I'm a little bit fed up from the spiritual world. I was in so many meditation groups and I spoke with so many people, and I couldn't nearly find it there in the spiritual world. That's a sad story, right? So, I found spirituality not by the Eckhart Tolles on this world, but more the guys who were going deeper and deeper into the knowledge and more intellectual, and then you come by Osho. Osho read 150,000 books and he wrote 460 books. 460 books. So then you come by the top of the top from the spiritual world. And he was also a sportsman. He was always swimming in his swimming pool. So you see here the relation between sports and spirituality. So the Buddha, page 66, 67, was regularly also taking care of his body, and he was trying out fasting. So he was regularly times he was on a diet. He eat not so much, and also for spiritual awakening, because Buddha was also going to a lot of teachers, and they say maybe you have to go fasting to become mentally stronger. And the deeper line here in fasting is that it creates a shift between your mind and your body. Normally, the body asks for food. You get hungry and you go to a shop or you cook something for yourself, and then your hunger is stilled. What happens with a diet, with fasting, and I do it regularly before my photo shoots, for my fitness shoots. What happens with fasting is that you grab the control again, because when you were in your womb, you had the control. Before your birth, you had the control, and then your body were deciding, or your mother were deciding. But spirituality is nothing more to go back to your new birth. So the new birth is always related to the old birth. The old birth, when you were a seed. So we have to go sometimes in the years on diet to refresh ourselves, to fast. And if you're fasting, then your mind grabs the control back. You are the boss of your house. No one else. No one else. So you decide and not your body decide. That is the whole philosophy of fasting. And nowadays we see so many people are only partying, carnival, and they forget the fasting ritual. So first fasting and then partying, right? That is the best routine to follow. So with fasting, you grab your mind again. You are the boss. You are the master from your body, over your body. You are the master of your house. And that is needed, because if you're the boss of your mind, then you can also be the boss of your chakra activations. So if you are the mind, if you have the control about your body and your hungry feelings, then you can also have the control about godliness, about religiousness. You have the control about your body in total. In evolutionary aspects and in spiritual aspects. So you have to survive with food, you can control that, but also you can control the higher aspects of life. So that's the deeper sentence of fasting. Fasting your body. Don't do it too long, because then you're really starving and you become more stressful. and find a good balance there in your diet and in your fasting. But some periods in the year, I think it's too good to lose some weight. We are all so fat nowadays. So lose some weight there. Lose some weight and keep the control back and refresh yourself with new energy, new spiritual energy. I want to go to the next topic, subject, and that is about that most people are living in relative goodness. Relative goodness. I have to explain that to you. What is relative goodness and what is absolute goodness? So the most people are living in relative feeling goodness. And that is always dependent on the other, on your neighbor, on your good friends, how they do it in life, what kind of cars they drive, what kind of motorcycles they have, how good are their business are going. Are their business going better than yours? You can become jealous or more coming in your competition mood and role. Or the business of your neighbor is going down and you will like it in some kind of way because by you is everything fine. So we are living in a comparison ego society where we see each other through the eyes of the other, with your diplomas or your certificates on the university or the other systems, what kind of grades you have. So we are always in the comparison mood, and that is relative happiness. Your happiness is spike happiness. You're feeling temporarily better than the other when you are allowed to play the match and the other guy is sitting on the bench. That is spike happiness. So 99% of the people are living in relative happiness. If you go into more in meditation, you go to absolute happiness that it don't care at all. It don't care at all if someone wants to fight or have a place in the newspaper, a column, and me not, or other people are earning a lot more than me. I don't care at all. I stay in absolute happiness. I stay in absolute power. Because I know there is something bigger and more important than the outside, than the comparison. So when I didn't open up the ecstatic chakras activation before the moments there, I was always in comparison. Oh, he has 2 studies, I have 3. Oh, he has a better body, but I want to work on it because I want to improve myself. So the ego is always in a competition mode, in a kind of hierarchy mode. So drop that down and create your own uniqueness. Create your own power, your own meditative power to become strong, mentally strong in this life. And then you can also hold a lot of energy for other things mentally. If you're constantly have to think about who others are doing in this life and where you are yourself, and you're in a comparison mood and attitude, then you're losing also a lot of momentum and a lot of mental energy for other things in your life. Where you are here, what is your career passion, with who you go in this life, which kind of people are in your surroundings, where are your relationships, which relationships you have, where is your focus in this life. You have to choose. You have to choose the focus in your life. Otherwise, you go nowhere. You go everywhere and you go nowhere together. So you have to choose what is important for you and to choose what is not important for you. First, page 127. First, happiness within. First, ecstaticness within, and then you can spread it out. Then you can share really what you have inside. And you don't have to grab it from everywhere. You don't have to steal energy from other people. You don't have to be from insecurity going into groups. I want to be with a group because otherwise I'm feeling so lonely. So first you have to take care of yourself. First self-love and then outer love, because you can give so much more if you are aware, if you have the consciousness within. So relative happiness, say goodbye to that and go for absolute happiness, and that you can share. Page 182, the Brahmavidya. The Brahmavidya is the teachings of Buddha, and I picked their sentence out, and that is about the science of higher reality. The teachings of Buddha were in science of higher reality. This is important. It is a science. Enlightenment, de-ego dissolving, changing your mental system and your energetic system is a science for 6, 7, 8 years of trainings. 6, 7, 8 years of trainings, meditation trainings, mental trainings. It is a science. What I do is science with people to create a higher reality, to create a higher reality of being, and to create a higher reality through your eyes to the outside world. You become in another dimension if you're awaked. If you're opened up, you come in another dimension, in a softer dimension, in a chiller dimension, in a kind of dream reality, dream journey. Life is a journey. Your life is a dream journey. So the time goes very fast. You live in a timeless state and a placeless state. Sometimes you don't know where you are or where you have been. You're on a very light frequency. Very light frequency. You're moving very light. Your body is only consciousness. You're not heavy anymore. You don't walk heavy on the earth. You tick the earth and you not push the earth. You're very lightly in your walk. And that is not only because of your weight and your fasting qualities, but that is also, and that's the next subject, is that the enlightened being is breaking and dissolving fully the past conditionings, but also the past difficult times you had in your life. Misery. If you're going into spirituality or you want to become awaked, then you had a lot of misery in your life. A lot of misery, mental misery, physical misery in your life. Otherwise, you're not coming by me, not coming by spiritual development. Because your misery has to be such of a complete high level that the threshold to go into spirituality or to go to coaches or teachers, you have to take that step. If you're middle happiness in your life, you stay middle happy. If you're cruel misery youth, you can become enlightened because you have the motivation and drive to go into the knowledge and to go into meditation because your misery was such on a high level. So an enlightened being breaks with the past completely for his new birth. What Jesus always also said, new birth. I felt a new birth inside. I'm a new person. So break with the past and dissolve the past. So you have to go in your meditation also to the past and not decline it, not waving away it. You have to go to the past. The analysis of the Eckhart Tolles on this world are too simple. Living in the now, ha ha ha. You have to go also to the past to dissolve the things what happened there, the traumas, the tragedies. You have to dissolve that. And then you become more light. Then you become more light-weighted. Then you become light of walk. Very light you walk on this earth. Very light you see through your eyes. Because you dissolved. You dissolved and break with the past, with your past conditionings. And then you come in another dimension, the dimension of effortless relaxation, and you're out of the circle of normal time. You're not in a hurrying state all the time, what society has taught you. The constantly stress. Page 329, excuse me, is talk less, say more dense information. We are talking and talking without saying anything. We are talking and talking about unnecessary things. And we say it in such a complete, extended way without being sharp and clear and to the point. What the Bhagwan was saying here, we lose so much energy talking drunk to each other. So society simple to go to the bar and drink alcohol and talk about bullshit. We lose so much energy on talking, and we can use that energy. We can use that energy for much more ecstaticness, much more mind power to the right things in life. It is a little bit energy management. All those gossiping, all those nonsense talks of people get so much energy is losing there. What you can invest in silence, in higher levels of reality and happiness. So wasted of energy. Talk less and say the important things in a dense way. So breaking with your past conditionings is also breaking with your body, with your old body in your old life. Breaking the identification with your body. You are not a body, you are fully total consciousness. You are not a body. You don't have to show off yourself for the mirror or for others. It's a byproduct. You can be proud of your body. But you are not a selling product. Your body is not a selling product. I'm happy that women love my body. I like it. I like to share it. I like to take care of it. I like to stay fit and come home from the gym. I feel refreshed. But it's not me anymore. I'm something deeper than that. I'm attached to something deeper than the body. Before awakening, I was my body. Guido was the body and has studies. Now I'm not anymore. I changed. I'm someone else. So if you come into higher dimensions of reality, nothing can disturb you anymore. Nothing can really annoying you anymore. The busyness in the gym, okay, fine. I search a place and I leave quick. Oh, and dirty man on the street. Oh, hey. I hope he will find a job. There are so many jobs now. You are in a kind of dream letting go phase. A dream letting go phase. Seems that all the energy is going inside and that I don't want to lose so much energy for mental energy for unnecessary things, worldly affairs. I don't care anymore where there is some war, there is some hungry, less and less. That's what Jesus always said. There will be poor people always. It's now time to party. It's now time to drink the wine. Don't care so much. Care for yourself first, right? Well, less and less energy is going there. So no relationship between the Sasha, the master, and his past conditionings. He has to be completely refreshed from his past. You can learn from your past. No wounds from the past are still there. Dissolve your wounds so you can do your healing work well. You can coach well. if you dissolved your past on a healthy way. Thank you for watching this video about Osho, 500 pages. Thank you for watching and see you by the next book report. Hi.